Hi guys, we're back. We are now learning how to put the spacer row in between the hexagons. Alright, so from the previous episode we showed you how to do the basting of the triangles and the diamonds. Now we only need 2 triangles per row because, as you can see at the top, you only got room for a triangle, and then the diamond would fit into the spot here. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to fold the triangle over this way, having it facing your work. This is very important, okay? You're going to make sure you're getting it on the right, and again, it's corner to corner, okay? So I've got my thread already, and my black thread, my silky black thread, and it's ready to go. Just gonna check to see if I put a knot on it. I did. Okay. And I'm gonna pull it off if I'm not careful. Okay, so I'm gonna weave this in and then get started. Actually, I'm gonna do it on the back of this so you can see it easier. Okay, that looks like it's perfect. Just about. I would say that's pretty close. As close as we're gonna get it to the corner, I think. Alright, so now what we gotta do is join the triangle to the side at the very top. Again, you gotta make sure it's going into the very tip of the triangle, okay? These can be a little trickier because you got these flaps here and it's harder to see, okay? So you gotta use your finger to feel for it. And then once you think you've got it in, before you put it all the way on, like, just double check that you've got it in the tip of that triangle. So it might be easier just to do it this way and then put it through. There we go. And then flip it back so you know for sure that it's in the tip of the triangle. Alright, we've already got it coming out here, so all we do is just pull that string. Now we've got them basically in the right spot. Just going to adjust this a little bit here. Okay, so basically, also you can tell by turning your work sideways that you've got it in the right spot. Basically, if your corner don't match up to the bottom corner, then there's something wrong, okay? Because both corners have got to line up perfect, okay? And then we go ahead and we start putting the stitches across. Remember, don't put the needle through the paper. You're just basically catching the edge of the fabric. I'm hoping you guys can see this, okay? getting there. And almost done. We're definitely halfway done anyway. And remember, you're always sewing it with the right sides facing each other. So what's going to be facing you is the wrong side of the fabric. Always keep checking to make sure that it's still in the proper positioning, because sometimes it'll slide out. So I just adjust it every so often. Okay, we're getting close to the edge. And all of these are going to be sewn with if you're doing the same thing that I'm doing, I'm going to be sewing all of these diamonds on and the triangles in the black silk thread, because of course black is going to be the darkest color out of all of the fabrics that I'm using, and you've always got to use the darkest color thread when you're sewing, because like I said, it will show up very, very badly if you use a light colored one. So always go with the darker color when choosing which thread to use. And we're getting very close to this edge here. Alright, and then lastly, we put it right in the tip of the hexagon and the tip of the triangle. Okay, and I'm going to put a little knot in here just to make sure it's good and it's not going anywhere. And there you go. Now that's sewn on. Now we can go ahead and sew on the diamond. Alright, so I'm going to grab one of my diamonds that I've already got pre-made that we did in the previous episodes. Okay, And with the diamond, we're going to want to basically, we're going to put the, we want the diamond to go here, okay? But we wanted to make sure that the points are exactly all in the right spots. So it can be a bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, again, you'll get really used to things. It's good to line it up, like on here, like that. Gives you a basic idea of where you got to put your stitch in. Okay, so as long as that's matching up, you should be all right to start stitching. Okay, I dropped my needle so that way I would untangle everything. And I'm going to pick up my needle and I am going to start sewing in this, the diamond. Alright, so we want to make sure that those points are perfectly matching up. So we've already got it perfectly inside these two matching. So we want this diamond also perfectly match up in that point as well. So I'm just going to take the tip of the diamond, literally just the tip, and then, sorry if this is sliding. Okay, so yeah, you're taking the tip of the diamond and you're sewing it into the other tip of the triangle, right here, okay? You want it to be perfectly matched up. And I just caught the back end of this fabric, so I just gotta loosen that, pull it snug. Okay, I think we're good. Yep, exactly. Exactly where we wanted it. Perfect. Okay, now we are gonna sew this bad boy into place. Oh, I almost lost my thread there. Also, what's nice about English paper piecing, you don't need to iron the pieces like you do when you're having to do machine quilting. For those of you who are machine quilters, you know what I'm talking about. It's just one less step you've got to do. But then with machine quilting, you also get through a quilt a lot quicker. But what I really enjoy about this is that like I said, it's very portable. You can take these projects anywhere on the go with you. They're time consuming, which is nice if you're looking to fill time. And it's a great way to relax. I love seeing the progress. Getting close to the end here. Alright guys, so getting down to the corner here, we gotta make sure that's perfect. Alright. Alrighty. Now, I'm gonna fold it up. And there you go, you can see now. So now what we gotta do is we gotta sew this edge along this edge here. Okay, so to do that, we gotta fold this. Okay, you're gonna have to fold the first hexagon in half. Okay. You know, just a light crease so that way you can get access to it. Okay, and now you're gonna basically sew along the edge up here to get it to join. And make sure that when you finish that the corners match up. It's very important. So let's try to make sure that when we do this, they're going in the right spot. All right. All right, here we go. My hands are getting a little shaky on me today. I'm not sure what's going on. Probably too much coffee. get in there. You guys, I figure, get the idea here, though. So basically you go all the way down with these, I call them spacers because that's what I'm using as a divider in between my hexagons. Because I'm doing mine up and down rather than attaching all the hexagons together like this, which I can do a tutorial on in a later episode. But right now we're working on our 2-inch hexagons with the diamonds. But there's a lot of different shapes. You could even do English paper piecing with squares if you wanted to. Once you get all of your diamonds on your row, guys, there'll be another episode to show you how to attach your next row of hexagons. And then from there, you guys will be able to complete your own quilts. And then I could probably do a tutorial on how to turn your quilt top into an actual blanket. Because remember, quilts always have 3 layers. There's the quilt top, which is what we're currently working on. You have your middle layer, which is your batting. And then you have your backing sheet. Your backing fabric, whatever material you like to use. I prefer using a flannel, a really good quilter's cotton flannel on the back side of the quilt, because I find it makes your quilt warmer, gives it a heavier feeling. I don't know. I prefer that, but you can do it with regular quilter's cotton. What I would do is I would figure out your measurements depending on what size quilt you guys are deciding to go with yours. I'm going with a queen size, so I would take the measurements of what I'm working on, and then make sure that I have enough yardage for the batting and for my backing fabric. And I will teach you guys how to put a quilt sandwich together, is what it's called, once that's all done. But we're going to be working on this for a long time, guys. But not as long as if we were to be working on doing a blanket out of small hexagons like that. It'll take forever, probably, gosh, a couple of years to make. I might be exaggerating, I don't know. I usually just do the smaller ones as like table centerpieces. They make nice gifts. Alright, well, we're getting close to the edge here. And I just don't have enough thread to finish that. Anyway, I'm just going to turn it over to show you. By the time I just got a tiny bit more to finish sewing here. But by the time I get to the edge there, it'll be perfectly lined up. And your next diamond will fit into place perfectly right in the next spot. So I'm going to go ahead and fix this, because I don't think that this thread is going to quite do it for me for the rest of the stitches that we need. Might, but I'm going to be smart and tie this one off and start up a new thread. But to do that, I've got to rethread this, which is going to be hard. I'm going to have to cut it because it's fraying way too much in the end. And I've lost my scissors. Oh, I have not. They're right here. All right. I'm just going to trim that edge because it's getting too hard to see. I'm going to wet the end. All right, we got her threaded. Okay, now at this point, we're going to have to try to knot it, which should be easy enough to do. Just going through your stitches that you were working on. Okay. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have enough to pull this through all the way, a little trick is to go into that hole backwards like that and pull it out that way, and that'll create your knot. Okay? So now you've got a knot there. It should not come loose. I'm going to put a second knot in to be safe. Okay, I'm going to run into that same situation where I know if I pull this all the way out, my needle won't fit. So if you slide it in this way before pulling it all the way, again, you can knot your there, see, knotted. Okay, tuck this one in and start a new one, guys, because you do not want to end up trying to get this. It wouldn't work. There's just not enough on the needle to get to the end, so there's no point wasting time trying to get it to. All right, so let's rethread the needle again just to finish off with this, and then we're done. Well, done for today's lesson anyway. Oh, these are not the good ones. All right. I'm gonna rethread this. Create my knot in the bottom. And there we go. Knot is done. All right, let's finish up with this. There we go. So we want to basically go back to where we were. So we're going to have to thread this one in again. Every time you start off a new strand of thread, you need to weave in your ends. Okay, now we can go ahead with finishing sewing this together. I'm going to go back over the last stitch just to be safe. There we are. Alright guys, getting close to the edge. Sorry it's taking so long. Hands are a little shaky today for some reason. I think I might have had a little too much coffee. Oh, trying to sew when your hands are not wanting to work with you, not fun. Alright, almost there. Alright, you're getting close, yep. Alright. I like to hold it like through this one when I'm putting in the last stitch, just to make sure I am going through, yeah, the edge of the very edge. That's what I want. I'm going to put my knotted stitch in. And the second one. And one for there. Alright, now you just gotta weave that out. Oh, actually, you know what? Duh. No, you would not weave it out. Keep it in because you're gonna be putting the next triangle on. Alright. Or diamond, I mean, sorry. So the next one, you would just go ahead. The way I showed you how to put this one on, you'd go ahead with the next one. Like that. And so on and so on until you reach the bottom of your quilt, okay? And then your next row will be a row of hexagons. So basically when you're done that, you put your new hexagon right up in here, just like that. I think you guys can kind of get the idea of what we're doing here now. All right, so keep going ahead with the rest of the diamonds, guys. Get the rest of the diamonds put on, and we will have another episode for putting on the next row. All right. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for being patient with me. Like I said, I'm new to this, and not new to quilting, but new to trying out YouTubing as a way to teach people how to do crafts. So thanks for being patient with me, and if you got any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.